How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We haven't talked about financial education, the stock market for a long time, and recently there are just so many things happening. And today I would like to pick one stock which is also my biggest position, NIO, and share some of the ideas with you. So actually 3 years ago, I made a video about NIO, and at that time the stock price was just around $5 to $7, and I made a very detailed analysis about this company, about the cars, about the stock, and very soon it reaches $30 to $60, that kind of high range. And if you're interested, feel free to check out a video.
Okay, and now let's take a look to the stock here.
Hence, in this video, I would not illustrate about the business model, about the company profile anymore, so just to save our time. So today, the whole topic I would like to talk about is why NIO stock will skyrocket in the next 5 years, okay? I know recently NIO stock price just got crashed, there's no doubt. Actually, I would like to analyze or alternatively support my idea why stock price will skyrocket in the next 5 years into two big categories. The first category, of course, is a lot of foreigners. They believe this government, the Chinese government, they will crash their companies by taking them ownership and don't allow them to go public overseas, or just force them to delist in the overseas market. To argue this point, there are actually two perspectives that we can analyze. The first thing is whether you agree or not that China will be the biggest economy in the world in the next 5 to 10 years. For me, absolutely, 100%. And it's actually not just me. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Ray Dalio, Charlie Munger, a lot of those kind of Wall Street tycoons and very famous entrepreneurs, they have already seen this kind of trend. There's no doubt that China, the economy, will bypass the United States in a very short time, maybe next 5 to 10 years. There's no doubt. So if we can agree on this point, then we're going to reach to the second perspective, which is whether you think China will take the ownership of these public companies or delist them from the overseas market. And personally, my thought is absolutely no. Over the past 40 years, China has demonstrated its unique development model to its economy, and it has achieved a fantastic and enormous achievement. There's no doubt. I mean, every country in this world can see how China grows in the past, and it will continue in the future. So, if China has already demonstrated that this will work, why they would like to go back to the old kind of economy that the government will take control of everything in the society, right? There's no reason that Chinese government will do something like that. They will definitely support the economy. So now comes to the question, why China, just crashed so many companies like Alibaba, Tencent, why they have so many regulations? The point is, when an economy just like China grows so fast, right? A lot of companies just grow so fast. The point is, when a lot of companies grow in a very fast speed, they will ignore some regulations. And this is not only happening in China, like Europe, in the United States, a lot of companies, they have to fight against those regulations, regulators, and a lot of associations, they will take control, they will just investigate what's going on to the market, to the company, and they will put punishments to those companies that break the rules. I mean, these are the common things that's happening all over the world, not only in China, but I mean, for a lot of Western people, media, they will just zoom in, and find, okay, this is the thing happening in China, and it will shut down everything, shut down Chinese economy, okay? This kind of thing, no, it's just absurd, okay? And recently, Chinese government has stated that they will not delist the companies in the United States, and they will support for its local companies to go public abroad. And this just triggered the point that the stock market on this Thursday that just skyrocket without no reason. And it's just so absurd. You can see a lot of Chinese stocks, right? Like raise 40, 50, 70%. Okay, so the next point is why NIO, this company, will skyrocket, in my opinion, in the future. There are also two different perspectives when talking or analyzing NIO stock. The first, of course, is to compete with the competitors. I know a lot of people would like to compete NIO with local Chinese EV companies like Xiaopeng, Li Auto, but let's just ignore that, okay? In my opinion, they're not on the same levels. Even though NIO, the deliveries right now is not the highest in China, but it's just a temporary thing. Since NIO, its focus is only for high-level EV market. And maybe, in my opinion, the only competitor here is, of course, Tesla, the big dog in the whole EV market around the world. And I have to be clear that actually I'm a shareholder in both NIO and Tesla, okay? I'm not saying which company is better, but I own both of them. And I would like to give a more objective comparison here to make you understand it better. So what's the difference between NIO and Tesla? So in the old days in China, Tesla is the only one that hit for the high-level EV market, since there are actually not many other options, to be honest, especially for sedans. And Tesla recently deployed its Tesla Gigafactory in Shanghai, and therefore the Tesla cars are kind of common. It's not unique anymore on the streets. And also with its low price, the high-level EV symbol has really disappeared in Chinese EV market, okay, from Tesla. And of course, we would like to discuss what is the difference between NIO and Tesla. For me, since I'm an investor for both companies, so I know the difference very well. For Tesla, it's just to develop the technology in a huge deep. For Tesla, it's actually not only focusing in the next 5 to 10 years, but they're focusing or looking in terms of human revolution, maybe in the next 1,000 years. However, NIO is focusing on the nearer term of technology development and innovation, such as for next 50 to 100 years. Why I say like this? Over the past 5 years, Tesla has announced its missions. First is to build a sport car, and then to put all the revenue that earned from the sport car into more affordable cars, etc. and etc. Now it has Model 3, Model Y, Model S, and all of these kind of missions are kind of met. From manufacturer perspective, Tesla wishes to produce 10 million cars annually across different continents. And from technology side, what they will do, even though didn't officially announce it, but I think everybody knows it. They want to build the taxi, the auto taxi all over the world. There will be no more drivers, no more human drivers anymore. And all the time, the cars will just drive by themselves. And sometimes, for example, if I own this Tesla car, I won't, stay inside all the time. So for the rest of the time, I can order my car to take other passengers and to make route for me. And of course, Tesla has a lot of other business, but I do not, mention about it in this video. I just focus on the robotaxi on the car itself. However, what's the whole point for NIO? So the mission of NIO is, the blue sky, okay? It's focusing on the services, how people will go out in the future. And that's a totally different mission from Tesla. So they're focusing more on humans' demise. In their belief that a car is not just a tool, it's not a transportation tool. It's just like a home. You can do everything inside the car, okay? You can listen to music, watch movie, etc., etc. And therefore, you can see all these kind of ideas and components have already implemented in the recent Model 87, the highest sedan in the world. Even much better than Model S. Okay, when I say this, of course you don't believe, okay, but you can just search yourself. However, from NIO perspective, the auto driving system is just a support for the transportation. It's not like a totally different business. It's not a auto taxi market. It is not. It is just a tool and a helper for the drivers, which is good for the transportation to go out. That is it. So you can see the huge difference into these two companies. One, Tesla, focuses so much on technology and continuously explore new markets, while for NIO is focusing just on one market and try to sharpen its different perspectives, the sectors into the car. Okay, so now let's talk about some numbers. I know anything with the numbers are just like jokes, right? So for NIO right now, in the third quarter 2021, they delivered around 25,000 cars. And if we multiply it by 4 quarters, which is around 100,000 cars annually. However, when we look at Tesla, it really reaches 1 million cars, okay? So there's 10 times difference. However, over the past few years, people are always complaining that NIO only has 2 models, EC8 and EC6. That's it. People have been waiting its new model for such a long time, and just in 28 March 2022, they will start to deliver the new EV ET7 to all the customers. Let me tell you guys, ET7 is a game changer, okay? I can tell you what's happening in NIO is exactly what's happening in Tesla in 2018, when Tesla first launches its Model X and then Model 3 and Model Y. It's the same thing happening in NIO. And if you remember how Tesla's stock prices is skyrocketing at the moment, and in my opinion, the same thing will happen on NIO. So first, when the ET7 comes out, the margins will skyrocket enormously, okay? And in the meantime, the high level production of EV car, this kind of symbol will integrate in the human's mind more deeply. And in the end of this year, which is around August, September, they will start to deliver the new model, which is ET5, the cheaper model for ET7 to the customers. And just remember, ET7 is like Model S or Model X in Tesla, and ET5 is like the Model 3 and Model Y in Tesla. Okay, so now let's assume it has an enormous market in China, okay? So just like the old days of Tesla, even though customers really love the car, but they just don't have so much production. So let's see how NIO is handling this. So NIO recently has started to build its NIO Park, which can produce 1 million cars annually. And from its NIO's CEO, William Li, said that this manufacturer will satisfy its needs in the next 5 years. And just like what officially announced when this NIO Park was built at the very beginning, that this NIO car will produce 1 million cars with around 500 billion Chinese yuan. So let's say in the next 5 years, NIO has increased its production from currently 100,000 to 1 million, okay? So the year-over-year increase doesn't need that much. You just need around 60 to 70% year-over-year car volume increase. You can reach 1 million in the next 5 years. When they produce 1 million cars and also have around 500 billion Chinese, which accounts for 80 billion US dollars. And let's just say their margin is 10%. Right now, NIO, the market cap is on $32 billion, which is round. The PE for now is just 40. And just like Tesla, NIO's business is not only focused in its EV car. For example, the BaaS, the battery as a service business, right now they already have over 400 battery swap stations, and in the very near term, they'll increase that number to 1,000. And let's say 5 years later, okay, maybe 10,000, 5,000, I don't know. But currently, for the BaaS station, they have not even earned a penny from the customer. What are they doing? I believe you know it. And on the other hand, NIO also has its surroundings, like they will sell bags, a lot of souvenirs. And then for many people, they think, okay, NIO is not focusing on the EV, but don't forget that NIO is a company to change transportation in the future. It's not a company just build cars, it's a company to change living style. Okay, I think this is enough for this video that I've shared my personal opinions and analysis about NIO, this company, and hopefully you can learn something from it. I know sometimes stock market may not go as what you're expecting, but eventually the market cap will beat it. Stay peace and have a nice day.